excited what this is all about. Please is similar to my last name. So people sometimes mispronounce my last name, please, as please. So that's where the Ashleyplease comes from. And I tried to change it on Whatnot to Found Supply, but you can't when you have deliveries going on. But I'm like, you know what? I don't need to change my Whatnot handle because I feel like part of Whatnot is you've chosen to sell on Whatnot, and part of that is you as a personality. Because it is social selling, it is your face, it is your voice, or if you don't have your face, it's your hands or whatever, right? And so I am the person who's selling. My company name happens to be Found Supply Co, but that is what my Instagram account is named. So that's the story behind that.
So we're on YouTube. We're ready to go. Hi, YouTube land. Sorry about that little glip. I've been trying to catch up with YouTube. We're almost there. Almost everybody is up there. If you're not up there yet, don't fret. It's just because I've been working between two different devices, and I've been working with the one that needs the more space, if you know what I mean. Um, I totally get what you're saying. And you know what? If it's working for you, as far as Ashley, please, girl, you got 1,000 sales in 7 weeks. I've never seen anybody do that. Usually it takes
When
people
you
like a
said
good,
that,
it usually
I
takes,
was like shocked.
I've never seen anybody do that, ever. Um,
Wow. Okay. Thanks. Awesome.
maybe in the States, but in Canada,
Yeah.
that's like, it's actually quite nice to see. It gives me a little bit, it gives me a little bit of hope for us here in Canada. Um, yeah. Um, Somebody asked, is it necessary to have an Instagram to do Whatnot? I don't think I can handle to do business sites. I find it very helpful to incorporate social media, but it is challenging. It's certainly challenging. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's necessary because if it's not going to work for you, then it's just not going to work. And
Hmm.
you're going to have an Instagram account out there that's like not, it's not doing anyone any favors, right? So you
Right,
have to
right.
be able to work it into your business strategy if you want it to be a part of your business strategy. I grew 6 weeks on here, 5.5 weeks without social media.
I know. I know.
So
Your account is new. It's incredible.
yeah, so I don't think that you do need it, but it helps. It can help because it gives you another place to connect with your audience, and deepens the relationship that you're creating here on this app. And I think
Hmm.
that's super important because while I love this app, I think there's things that it does not provide in terms of
Hmm.
community building online, and
Hmm.
Instagram and other social platforms can give that to you.
Okay. What are some, let's talk about that. What are some things that you
Mhm.
think we could do better here on Whatnot? I, you know,
Like
when
the
Kim
app
says
or
she,
us?
in general, when Kim
Okay.
says she reports back, Kim has meetings often with
Hmm.
Whatnot.
Oh,
She
okay.
she tells it like it is. She doesn't tell
Yeah.
them. She doesn't sugarcoat things. So
Yeah.
maybe that's something we can discuss, because maybe
Yeah.
collectively we can find improvements.
Yeah, I think that I don't like I don't like that on Whatnot. There is no space to connect with the community outside of a show.
Okay.
Uh like for example, like just say I have a show scheduled
Hmm.
and something happens in my life and I can't show up.
Hmm.
Where am I going to tell everyone that I have to reschedule a show?
Right.
Like that kind of thing. Like I want to have a space outside of the shows
Hmm.
to talk to everyone and communicate. Um and yeah, for updates, yeah, like a little message board or like announcement board, like something like that is what I think is missing for sure. A place to connect within the app that's not in a show and outside of DMs, like a little announcement board. And I guess you have your profile bio you can update all the time, but that's not
Hmm.
what the bio is for. The bio
Right.
is there to get people to at a quick glance who you are, what you do,
Hmm.
a little bit of your personality. So yeah, a
Hmm.
little message board or something to do announcements or something I think would be really great.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of the other um selling apps having like stories and little,
Yeah. Something
But
like that. Yeah.
one thing that I think Whatnot does amazing is the chat option. Um, there's another app that does not have a chat option, and I never understood why they never made one. So we'll just leave it at
Like
that.
DMs, you mean? Like private messages?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I
yeah.
agree. Yes, I know what
Like
you're talking about. Yeah.
it's I find it odd.
It is a little odd. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
When
because you want to communicate with people, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so that's where I feel like social media can come in is create a space where people can get information from you
Hmm.
outside of the app and get to learn about you outside of the app. That's how I'm looking at it.
And social media is changing every day. Things are changing every day. I remember, and when we're talking about the economy, I remember um, once hearing someone say, and I don't remember who the person is to quote, so forgive me, but 20 years from now, there are going to be jobs that you never even thought of would
Yeah.
exist. And when I look back 20 years, 30 years, high school, college, um, we didn't even think of a social media manager. Like what's a social media manager? You know?
Yeah. It's
What's
true. Well, I
email?
feel like I need a social media manager right now, and I am
Yeah,
one. So I can only imagine for, somebody who doesn't have that, experience feel overwhelmed by it because it is overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me because
absolutely.
content it's no joke. That's why it is a job. That's why. And it's not even like there's also content creators. So a content creator is different than a social media manager that people might not even realize.
Hmm.
But a lot of the time social media managers have to also do the content creating, and it's like a whole thing. It's a whole job in itself, of course. So with my experience, I find it overwhelming. So yes, I don't blame anyone for being like, oh, do I have to do this? Is this just one other thing? Because it can get overwhelming. But I think if you don't overthink it, and I think this is where the authenticity comes in, because
Hmm.
if you make it easy for you don't have to make it flashy with like fancy edits or nothing. Just go on, say some quick thoughts, don't even edit it, and just throw it up there. But if you want to, you know, connect, like for me, it's all about the connection. And if you want to connect with people, you have to put yourself out there. And Whatnot being a social platform, personality driven, because it's your face on there. So whether you like it or not, it is going to be personality driven.
Hmm.
You have to put yourself out there a little bit in that sense. You have to get people to know you. So
Absolutely. Um, do you get any fashion inspiration from Instagram? And if so, what accounts or what have you been watching or
ooh.
what have you been inspired by?
Okay, so I'm totally inspired by women in their I don't have the names of their accounts off the top of my head. And what I
Hmm.
will do, actually, see, this is where social media comes in. I'm going to mention these accounts, but since I don't have them all in my head, I'm going to share them in my stories on Instagram.
Amazing.
Um, right? I love the 40 plus women because I'm in that age range,
Hmm.
okay, that are friggin' crushing the style game.
I feel like we're the
And
same age. I'm
I'm
sensing that
40,
we're this.
I'm 43. I don't
Me
know.
too.
Okay, there we
83.
go. Okay. Yes. And I'm like, I'm not talking about the women who like like you're still like you don't have to dress your age. I don't know if I necessarily believe in that. I think dress for your personality and what makes
Hmm.
you feel good.
Hmm.
But I love that there's women out there who are experimenting at the 40 plus age, and they're not like stuck, well, this is how I dress. I guess these are the colors. I guess I can't do that pattern, so I'm just going to do these. I love the women out there who are just like, I'm going to play around with this, and they just show up with like, you can they're the women whose fashion oozes their personality.
Hmm.
That inspires me. And I don't have the best fashion sense. I have to be honest. I don't
I don't.
have
I disagree, but go ahead. I think you're
I'm
lovely.
not like a
Very
huge I'm not like
fashionable.
a huge fashion person. And like honestly, what really drew me to selling fashion actually is the deals, because and good quality stuff at deals, because
Hmm.
while I'm not like super into fashion per se, I'm into things that feel good, that make me feel good. I don't know latest trends. I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't know all the names and stuff. Well, I know a lot. I do. I maybe more than the average person, but I'm not like a super fashiony person. You know what I mean?
I think you're being
Um,
hard on yourself right now, but go
you
ahead.
think so?
I do. I really
I just,
do.
maybe, I don't know. What drives me more in terms of selling women's clothing is finding good quality stuff that you're paying a fraction of the money for, and it makes you feel good. Like that's what drives me, not so much like, is this on trend, is this not on trend, or all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
sell what you like. That's kind of, yeah, and then I'm more excited because I'm selling the stuff that I like, and that comes across.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It totally comes across in your energy. And I think it's a lot easier to sell things you like than
Hmm.
to show something and just sort of be like, the energy is gone. When you show something that doesn't is
Yes.
not inspiring, it's not something that you love.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, and I think
exactly,
that's what's
Sophie.
so amazing about each of us as sellers is that we all like different things.
Mm-hmm.
And we put that out there, and that creates your own audience that gravitates towards you because they like what you like, but they can also like what other people like too, right? But it's like
Absolutely.
that's what shows our personality also. We're not all here selling the same stuff. Um so yeah, so I think selling what you love too is so important.
What you wear is a true reflection. Sometimes, not always, sometimes. I mean,
Mhm.
if you're being authentic about it, if you're being authentic
Mhm.
about what you're wearing, because I have
True.
seen people wear things that weren't authentic to them. So I think as long as you're being authentic to yourself, for sure, for sure. Um,
Yeah.
um, the plus 40 is interesting, but something that I found really interesting, something that I do find interesting is the 90-year-olds. When you see the 80 and the
Oh,
90-year-olds,
oh my
and they're
god,
just
I
going
love it.
out, they're going out and they get stopped on the street and they're like, "What are you
Yeah.
wearing?" And
Yes.
their hats and they're like the
It's
90-year-old
so cool.
maximalists. I love that. That's my favorite.
Yeah, and I
That's
love
that's
that,
good.
like, the stuff that they're wearing, or the stuff that they're wearing that day when they're getting interviewed or whatever, are like things that they've collected over like 40 years,
I
and like
know. I know.
that's what I
I'd love to see
love. I
their
love
closet.
that.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. So when do you go to pharmacy in pajamas? What does that mean? It means you
Yeah.
like to be comfortable. It means that you're
Yeah.
somebody that
Yeah.
values comfort. You know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pajamanism, I think, is a vibe.
Oh yeah.
You can get beautiful pajamas. You can get satin. You can get the big what are the big starts with a P. The the palazzo pants.
Oh yes,
I
yes,
love
yes.
those palazzos,
So
which
do
are really
I.
big right
So
now,
comfortable.
or the
Great.
gauchos
I
are
love
also
them.
really big right now.
What's a
Onesies,
gaucho? What's a gaucho?
gauchos are like just a short version of a
Palazzo.
exactly. They're a shorter
Okay.
version. They're
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay.
kind of like a yeah, it's just a shorter version of a palazzo
Okay.
pant.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Got it.
yeah,
Cool. I love
yeah.
that because I love a wide leg pant.
Me
Give me
too.
all the
It's so
flowy wide
comfy
leg
right
pants,
now.
right? Oh,
Yeah.
now my dog. Sorry.
Oh, what kind of dog do
Someone's
you
at my
have? It's
door.
okay. You don't have to apologize. Let's talk about your dog.
Oh, she's an Australian Labradoodle.
Oh, so
She's a cutie.
cute.
She's a cutie. Yeah.
Does she have blue eyes?
No, but she has like she has very human eyes. They're like a hazel, and it's like looking into her soul. It's crazy. She has these crazy human eyes.
Amazing, adorable. What's her
Yeah,
name? What's
yeah.
her name?
Izzy.
Oh,
IZZY.
are you a Lizzie McGuire fan?
Not like huge. Like I know, like I used to watch some of her show for sure, but not huge,
Hmm.
I would say.
I
But
think we were just
yeah.
past that, past
Yeah,
just
I
like
think so
slight,
too.
like by like a few years, not even like a
Yes,
big gap,
agreed.
but like
Agreed.
enough that it wasn't really caught on by our era of being a millennial, if that
Yes.
makes sense.
Yes.
But we
Agreed.
appreciate her.
Agreed.
We appreciate her for
Yes.
what she's brought, right?
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What are some sellers that you've been watching here on the app, and what
Okay.
are some items that you've purchased recently that you're like, oh my God,
Okay.
or even something that you've thrifted recently that you were like, this is fantastic.
Okay. I love
Mm-hmm.
this question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do listen, I love vintage clothing. I find it hard because I'm a little bit on the larger side. Like I wear an XL.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes vintage clothing can be like tricky for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I found some gems from Lexi Lux. And
Love
she's
her,
the
good
one I
friend of
think
mine.
who recommended me to you guys. So I'm
She
very
did
thankful for her.
actually.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a recent haul from her that was stellar. And it was all vintage pieces. And I get so nervous when I get vintage pieces, and especially when you can't try it in advance.
Can
But this
someone tag
jacket,
Lexi actually? Someone, if
yeah, yeah,
someone can
yeah.
tag Lexi, yeah, please.
So I got this vintage jacket from her, and the fit on it, like as a plus size girly, like you're kind of always nervous, right? And the fit on it was just too freaking die for. This made in Canada, like blue trench coat jacket was stunning.
Amazing.
And then I also got um she had this. Okay, so I like the sellers that have a theme. I tend to go. I like themes. So Lexi also had a Princess Diana themed show with
Mm-hmm.
like the oversized sweatshirts and like
And
the
the
biker
shorts,
shorts.
yeah.
And so I got a Y2K, like high school me would have died over this Guess sweatshirt that I got. And it was a cream color with this old school Guess logo on the front. And that just brought me back to high school, and I just loved it. Another seller that I love actually is PJ Princess, who you were just talking about. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody can tag PJ Princess too, that'd be awesome. I know she was in here. I don't know if she's still in here.
She was in
But
here.
yeah, so going back to the themes, I love that she's all about the PJs. Like, I just love that, like, she wants to be the go to PJ girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've ordered PJs off of her. They're super soft. And like, I am a person who will live and die in the same pajamas for 10 years straight. So for me, buying pajamas is not like a regular thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw what she was doing and I purchased some pajamas, and like I don't know what I was waiting for. Like, why was I waiting so long to spend money on pajamas? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I love a good theme account. So that's PJ Princess. So those are some two sellers on here that I've been enjoying lately.
Amazing. And you know something, we don't think about this, but we spend a lot of time in our pajamas. I mean, we sleep in our
Yeah,
pajamas.
right?
We wake up in our pajamas. Normally, we don't just like go straight to bed. We spend time in those pajamas as we're
Yeah,
getting ready. Like half our life is in pajamas, you
right?
know?
So, like, why
Right?
am I still sleeping in my polyester t shirt from 10 years ago? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. It's time to be
you
comfy.
know? So
Exactly.
that was almost life changing. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Um, I'm excited to have her on. She's going to be on, I believe, at the end of July. So
Cool.
I'm still working on the Fashion FriYay schedule. We're getting booked up quite quickly, which I'm really excited about. I'm very excited about this season, this upcoming season. You're actually our first guest as part of the new season.
Oh, cool.
I try to do my seasons based on the rewards. So when the new rewards start, I consider that kind of like a new whatnot season.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're actually our first guest in the new season.
Cool.
I'm going to be posting a schedule shortly of all the upcoming guests. Um, so I'm really excited to have you. But she will also be a guest, I think, in July. And if anybody's interested, we're now booking for August, for the end of August. So send me a message. I know life gets a little bit crazy at the end of August if you have kids or if you're going back to school. Um, but send me a message, let me know. And I'm also still recruiting for the Canadian Fashion Raid Train. If you're interested in that, send me a DM. Sophie says, and Sophie, I want you on Fashion FriYay too. So we're going to talk later. Um, so Sophie says, romanticize your life. Everything should be curated with intention and self love. I love that.
I love that too.
I love that.
Yes.
Um, what is a purchase that you want to make in the future? Something that you've been eyeing and you're like, or something
Okay.
that you're looking for. What is something that you
Okay.
want? What's a want?
Ooh, a want. I need a really good swimsuit.
Mhm. It's
Again,
hard.
it's hard. It's one of those things where again, I've never really invested in a good swimsuit.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with a cheap and cheerful. Totally. Like I love and like I think if you're gonna be trendy with a swimsuit. Why not? Because it's such like
Mhm.
a one-off kind of thing.
Mhm.
But like I really want just like a good swimsuit that's just like constructed and like I feel like in and I
Mhm.
feel like I just kind of give in. I'm just like, okay, this fits my curves great. Let's go with it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's currently maybe also because the season is coming right and I'm like,
Mhm.
my swimsuits, da da da. Um, yeah, I think that. And then I'm also really into like any vintage designer purse, honestly. This is my new thing and it's a dangerous thing to get into, but if I come across any vintage designer purse, I'm like, ooh.
Deals on Style. They have really great archival
I
pieces.
know.
They
I
have
love that.
really great archival pieces. Guys, if you're doing a vintage um XL plus show coming up, please tag yourself. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
If you are doing a swimsuit show in the near future,
Yeah.
please. Oh, Timeless Luck, she's amazing.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna be a guest also on Fashion FriYay next month.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
if you are a if you're going to be doing a swimsuit show, I know Jude sometimes does swimsuit shows. If you're going to be doing a swimsuit show, exactly, you're right, exactly, Ronnie. I was just thinking, Jude, if you're going to be doing a swimsuit show in the near future, or you know of someone doing a swimsuit show in the near future, please put it in the comments.
Yeah.
And and
Yes, I love this.
and vintage fashion and Sassy has really lovely swimsuits, and I am a big
Okay.
fan of vintage swimsuits
Yeah.
because they are very curve friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. I would think that they would not be curve friendly,
No, the
but
opposite. The
I
opposite.
guess you know what? That makes sense actually now that I
Yeah.
actually think about it.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I could see you in a
Jeez.
really cute, like, Poochie or like that kind of like 60s Poochie style with the big
Yes.
glasses and the fabulous hat.
Yes. Yes. I
I could
love
see you
that.
in that.
Or like I like Missoni, like the kind of vibe that you
Like
have
the
going on
Mason, yeah.
today. Like the you know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah.
for a swimsuit and I love texture. So
Mhm.
like if there's like the swimsuits that have like a knitted vibe to it, that's not necessarily just like that athletic kind of
It's so
material.
hot right now. It's so hot right now. Yeah, I
You
love
know,
it.
just makes you
Mhm.
feel so good. Like, yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely looking. I'm on the lookout. I'm gonna follow all of you. Put in your recommendations here.
Let's do it. If you guys are having any of those shows or know of anybody, please tag it in the comments. Um, do you have
Yeah.
any items that you regret selling or items
Oh.
that you want to sell?
Oh, regret selling?
We've all had one.
No,
Or an item that you
really?
regretted from the that you regretted not purchasing from a show or that you left behind at the
Oh,
thrift.
yeah, I do have a recent regret, and I have it on my socials actually. So I posted a come thrift with me, and I
Mhm.
only had 15 minutes. And so like I don't do good when I'm like, oh, I only have 15 minutes, but like, also if I have 15 minutes, I'm gonna see what I can get in 15 minutes. So it's like my own little challenge. And I just went to the purses section and there was a Adidas Ivy Park beautiful like deep eggplant color with this bright pink detailing on it and it was oversized and it was in perfect condition and I decided to leave it because I don't know why. I was like I don't know. I think it was the time pressure and I wasn't sure and so I'm like okay, if I'm not sure just leave it. And then afterwards, and talking to some people, I'm like, God, why did I leave it behind? And then so it was nagging in the back of my head. Oh my God, I have the funniest story about it. So it was nagging in the back of my head. The next day I went back. Please be there. Please still be there. It was not there.
Mm.
It was not there. Lo and behold, my friend, I don't think she's watching today, but she's here on Whatnot. My friend messaged me. She's like, OMG, I just saw your reel. And in my reel, I had said, did I make any mistakes? Like
Mhm.
leaving any, like that was kind of my like, lead in, what, oh my God, my brain is like jumbled. There's a word. Oh my God. Anyways. And, yeah, and she's like, "Oh my God, you won't believe this. I must have shown up right after you." And she showed me a screenshot of that purse that she got from the same thrift store that she sold on the other app.
Oh.
And she sold it and made like $60 off of it. And I was like, "See, I knew it." Oh yeah,
Oh,
so that was a funny one.
that's the worst, and, like, it haunts you. It really does haunt you for, like, a long time
I
afterward.
know. I
Yeah.
know. I'm like, damn it, why did I let that go? But
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. But you know what? I think it's gonna I've learned that sometimes when I've, like, sort of not picked something out,
Yeah.
they kinda, like, makes, like, a 360, and it sort of finds you at the right time.
Right,
So,
right.
fingers
Yeah.
crossed, maybe that'll happen. Maybe
Maybe,
that'll
yeah.
happen. There was a question I was gonna ask you. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
remember now. So we are the
Yep.
same age. So I have a
Yes.
question,
Sure.
about Y2K,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on today's Y2K? Your honest thoughts. Don't hold back.
It's
Like,
it's not for
whatever.
me. Like it's not my style. Like my
Mhm,
personal style is not Y2K. I guess because I've been there, done it, and I've
mhm,
evolved, right?
mhm,
And
mhm,
I'm okay with that. And I'm okay if other people are into it. I think for
mhm,
me, it's a nostalgic thing for
mhm,
sure.
mhm.
And I kind of like that it's like it's getting like new eyes and it's getting its moment again to be enjoyed again. And it's like I like it personally. I don't know, like for other people to wear. It's just not my personal style
Yeah,
anymore, right?
because we've done our dues when it comes to
Yeah.
the low rise. The low
Yes,
rise,
exactly. Yes.
Christina Aguilera with
Yeah. What's
it's
your thoughts on it?
um, well, I often share my thoughts about Y2K.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it has to do with getting older, so it's not what I
Okay.
remember it to be.
Okay, yeah,
There are
fair.
things about it that I do, but it's not like my Y2K, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was a fun time,
It
and
was.
I think also part of, I'm not gonna say like resentment because it's not really like the right word, but part of my issue with Y2K sellers today is that it was such a good time. It was
Yeah,
such a
it was.
fun time. We didn't have
Yeah.
phones. We went clubbing. We
Mm-hmm.
danced. We
Yeah.
we our Y2K was Euro. That's true. We
Mm-hmm.
danced. We like, and there's no pictures. There's no proof. There's no, you know,
Right. Yeah.
and I just, I think it's just like a nostalgia. So when I see people in
Mm-hmm.
Y2K, I'm like, you missed out. You missed out. You
Yeah,
missed
it's like
out. You
I
missed
don't
out.
want to say it's fake, right? But it's like it's not like
It's an interpretation.
interpretation. Yes, that's the
It's an
word I'm looking for.
interpretation.
It's an
It's an
interpretation.
interpretation. It's
Yes.
interpretation.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
brings me to my last question before we take some questions from our guests.
Hmm.
Brittany or Christina?
Oh, Brittany. Yeah.
It's a
Brittany,
hard
like,
question, right?
yeah, I know. I was like, wait a second. Wait a second. So, okay, wait. Are we talking now or actual Y2K? I don't know. Like, it's hard. Like, Brittany, like, and you know what? It was the time too of like paparazzis and I fed into the gossipy stuff,
Mhm,
of that
mhm,
time. Like, it was
mhm,
so gross now when you look back at it. Like,
mhm.
and so I feel for her having like lived through seeing how she was treated at the time,
Mm-hmm.
like witnessing that, and then like how she is now. Like I feel for her. I don't know Christina as well as I know, but I like Christina's voice better. Like so it's like yeah, but I was more of a Britney than a Christina.
I could see Sassy picking Christina.
Yeah.
I could see as a burlesque artist,
Ah,
as
yes.
as a burlesque artist. Um, but do you know that Britney Spears was told to make her voice quieter?
Oh, I didn't know
If
that.
you look at
Wow.
old footage of her singing, she sings with this big old Southern voice.
Yeah.
Even during the Mickey Mouse Club, and then
Yeah.
something happened, and
Hmm.
allegedly they had told her to
Hmm.
quiet her voice, or to just it was more physical than vocal, I think.
Yeah.
She's a fabulous dancer. She's a fabulous
Yes.
dancer. Even today, I don't,
Entertainer.
people are always making fun of her dancing videos, and I'm like, girl, you do pirouettes like Britney. Let me see you do it. Let me see you give a
Yeah.
spin. Let me see it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Absolutely.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
so. Shut your mouth. You know. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that. I
do
hear
you think
that.
it's her clone though? Do you think that's true?
Yeah.
Do you think that's true though? I don't know.
I think physically it's her. I think physically it's her, but I think it's a clone of who she
I think
was.
she was
Like,
tortured. She was
yeah.
forced to perform. Imagine being forced to
Yes.
do that physical work for so long. It's
Yeah.
just that's hard. That's
And
hard.
during your most important formative years.
Exactly. And having your
You're
heart
trying to learn,
broken
yeah.
and
Yeah. You're trying to learn who you are,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're trying to learn who you are with the world's eyes on you. Maybe the people in your surrounding you not having your best interests. Like God, like I mean, I'm not surprised, and that's what makes me sad about the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I
Yeah.
think Christina, while she went through her own trauma, definitely with
Yes, of
like
course. Yeah.
weight shaming and things like that,
Yep. Yeah.
um, it's just different. They're different
It wasn't
artists.
as ferocious.
Yeah,
I feel it was like vulture activity with Britney.
absolutely.
Christina,
Absolutely.
like, yeah, she had her, yeah, of course. It's
Yeah.
just, it was different.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm a huge fan of Dirty by Christina. I love both. I love
Yeah.
both. I remember the first
Yeah.
time I heard Britney on the radio. I love both. I love Britney as a dancer. I think she's a
Yeah.
fab dancer. To be able to sing and dance like that,
Oh, yeah. No
um,
chance. I can barely walk and sing.
I'm
So,
telling
like,
you,
or I can actually not sing at all standing still.
I'm
So, all the
telling you.
power. Yeah.
Have you ever seen her do uh what's it called? The Way You Make Me Feel with Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Oh, so good. So good.
It was really good. Yeah. Really good.
But
I
then
know.
Christina
Oh,
Dirty is so good.
I
And
know. I know.
I loved Burlesque. Even though the ending is
Yeah.
so cheesy. I mean, you got Stanley Tucci, Cher,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Christina Aguilera all in
I
the same
know,
room.
I know. And
So
that's the song Lady Marmalade or Lady
yeah,
Marmalade.
yeah.
But Britney wasn't in that one, was she? That was
No, that
Christina.
was Christina. That was for Moulin Rouge.
Pink.
Moulin Rouge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
there was
Pink
this
was in that. And that was a vibe. I enjoyed
definite,
that song.
definite showgirl vibe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
they're both showgirls. Both bring something. They both bring something. So it's such a hard question, I think to ask. But there's
Yeah.
something about Britney's I mean, I don't know what the psychological term is. I'm sure there's something. I think there's something about
Mhm.
watching what Britney went through, that sticks with millennials, that just sticks with
Mhm.
us, you know?
Yeah, because it's like watching it in real time unravel.
Like this
And like,
happened to someone.
yeah, and like most people have empathy, right?
Yeah.
Most people.
Yeah.
And you see somebody going through something not so nice. And again, the paparazzi, like, yes, there's paparazzi now, but paparazzi then
Mm-hmm.
and the tabloids and stuff, like, it's still now, but there was just something so animalistic
Yeah.
about that time in terms of what what they were putting out there about celebrities.
Yeah. So
Um,
gross. But we still
it
see
was
that. We still see
gross.
that with the Kardashians.
We do,
Yeah.
yes, we do, and it's a whole different world now, like
Yeah.
in terms of social media
Yeah.
versus then.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't even, like, I don't even, yeah, I mean, I bet you a lot of the stuff now we don't even see because it's happening in the DMs or it's,
Absolutely.
but
Imagine all the
it's
horrible DMs some
tricky.
people get. Ugh, gross. Yuck. Yuck.
I couldn't. I
Can
couldn't.
we also give a shout out to Paris Hilton because the kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
growth that girl has brought
Yes.
and
Yeah.
what she speaks for the neurodiverse community.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
her for that, and I love her for her fashion sense.
Yes.
I love her for her business sense. I love
Yes.
her. I just love her, and I love that she's a huge ally for the queer community.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm talking about these figures because we were discussing Y2K. We're both the
Yes.
same age.
Yeah.
They ripped apart all of them.
And I
Britney,
think,
and even what's her name? Lindsay Lohan.
yeah. Yeah. Amanda Bynes,
Oh
like,
yeah,
have you seen
that's
her?
just oh.
It's like obviously there's like something that needs to change over there,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
in that industry. Like
Mhm.
I don't know I don't know nothing about nothing. So I'm totally going in like from an
Yeah.
as an outsider, but clearly there's something going on over there. But just to go back to Paris and her advocating for the neurodivergent community. And as someone who has ADHD myself,
Same here.
um, yes,
Yeah.
it's like, it's so nice to hear somebody talking openly
Mhm.
about it who is a figure that's well known, no matter what your opinions are of said person. If they're bringing eyes to something that maybe helps other people understand a neurodivergent population a little bit better,
Mhm.
I think that helps, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, I love her for that. Yeah,
Yeah, I just love her.
yeah,
I pick
yeah,
Paris. I pick Paris. Christina,
yeah.
Christina,
Paris,
or
right?
Brittany. I pick Paris.
Yeah, you're right. I think she actually totally duped us all, like because she played off the
The Ditzy
Valley
blonde.
Girl,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
ditzy blonde, but like she's very strategic.
Well, her
So,
mom, Kathy
mhm,
is brilliant. So she
mhm,
got it from
mhm.
somewhere. I mean, she is a Hilton.
Yep.
She definitely got it from somewhere. Okay, let's
Yeah.
take a minute before we let you go. We are going to read into you
Sure.
around one. One is good.
Yeah, I mean, we can just raid right away, honestly.
Yeah, you want me to read right away?
Just raid right away. Just,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, raid right away.
I was going to do just to finish up the the filler bags. Are you okay if we come in at around one?
Oh,
Yeah, because
no, yeah, do whatever.
yeah,
Honestly, I'm
yeah.
good with whatever. What I
Okay.
meant by want, like right away is just
Yeah.
I'm not like strict on like a time, just
Oh, okay.
whenever
So
we
1 o'clock
finish
is
here. Yeah.
good. Okay. I just want to
Yeah.
finish up
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
we
Yeah.
have some
Of
filler bags
course.
left.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
do we have any questions? It doesn't have to necessarily be towards our guest. It could be just generalized questions that you'd like to ask
Mhm.
about whatnot, about fashion, to our guests. Everybody always gets so shy at this point. Everybody gets so shy. Or something we saw um, in the fashion world that we're like, oh, I find this really interesting. What do we think about this? Or maybe somebody want to tell us about. I always love to hear about
Ooh,
sourcing
sourcing
ideas.
ideas.
Hi,
Hey,
Sharon.
Shireen.
Sourcing
Okay.
ideas. You want to talk about sourcing? Let's do it.
Sure. So at first, when I was newer, I say
Hmm.
that in quotation marks because I still feel new. Um, it was strictly what I was sourcing myself at thrift stores.
Hmm.
And that was maintainable at the start. Now I'm like, that's not maintainable. because I can't dedicate as much time as I want to source myself for the volume that I'm turning over.
Mm-hmm.
So I 100% source myself. I'm going out today. After this, I'm going out right out after today, after my show.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of had to look at new ways to source too, that cut down on time and actually like have cut down on the hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, Facebook Marketplace now I've been sourcing a lot
Mm-hmm.
because I can see the items immediately. I don't have to like hunt through the racks. And you can negotiate in ways that you can't negotiate the price
Mm-hmm.
in a thrift store, for example. And one trick that I've been doing on Facebook Marketplace is if I see an item I like, I then go into their marketplace profile and I say, hey, you actually have like 10 items that I want.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get all of these for a deal? Kind of thing. And I'm buying bundles off of people off Facebook. Even if they're not selling a bundle, I'm making my own bundles uh,
Absolutely.
from from their closet. So that's saving me time. Um, I've also reached out to my own network. Like I've told all my family, all my friends, listen, this is what I'm doing. I go through like 150 items per week. I can't do that on my own.
Mm-hmm.
If you have things, if you know people who need to get rid of things, like send it my way. And it's ease, right? For people, if you want to get stuff off of other people, the people in your life, you have to make it easy. And so I tell them, like, don't even sort. I'll do the sorting. Just give me whatever you don't want, and
So
I will do the
smart.
sorting. And I will take the rest to a donation bin if you don't want it anymore.
So smart.
And then I've also offered to purchase bins off of people if there's a community that I've seen that has items that I know that I will like for the most part, and this is a bit of a risk at the same time. I'm buying bins off of people blind, and I don't say this lightly. Do not do this, and don't go on Facebook and just randomly buy somebody's
Absolutely
blind
don't.
bin.
I've done
Do
that at the
not do that.
beginning. At the beginning of
Yeah,
my
don't do that.
don't do it. Don't do it. And you know what
Don't do
happened?
that.
Let me tell you a story. So
Yeah,
I was on I don't know if you guys have this in your communities, but in Montreal we have some communities where it's like a pay nothing. You just come and pick it up. So there
yeah.
was a girl posted um, items like pay nothing, just come pick it up, and it was bins. And I said okay,
Mhm.
and I went there, and she asked for $300. Okay, listen to this,
Oh,
$300, and I was like, so then I was like, okay, well, if you want $300, like I'm gonna sort through your items. And she
of
gave me
course. Yeah.
such a hard time. She's like, well, if you're not sure, like don't look through my clothes. And I was like, but you want $300.
Yeah. No,
So
that's, yeah.
that's something like I learned really early on when it
Yeah.
comes to stuff. Usually when someone says it's free, it's not free. Or it's
Yeah.
not
Hmm.
usually worth it unless you know the person. Um,
Exactly.
and usually
Yes.
if they're a reseller, there's a reason why they're getting rid of it. It's because they
Hmm.
themselves have had a
Yeah.
hard time selling it. It doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to sell it.
Hmm.
Um, um, it just means that they've struggled. So that's certainly what I've learned. But definitely, I love your ideas. I love the fact that you ask your family, you ask your friends,
Yeah.
and you go on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing that's been helpful is I have other friends who enjoy thrifting themselves.
Hmm.
And so I've said to them, hey, if you're out and about thrifting and you happen to see some of these items, XYZ, this is kind of the stuff I'm looking for, that you maybe not were picking up for yourself, just pick it up for me and I'll give you a little finder's fee. So like I give them a
I
little
love
top
that.
up to help me. So I have 3 people right now that
Amazing.
when they go out and do their own thrifts, they're kind of keeping their eyes open for me and I give a little incentive. So those are kind of the things I've had to kind of figure out because there's a whole business behind it, not just the shopping.
Hmm.
And so I find that the shopping, the purchasing of the items, it takes a lot of time. And so I've had to be kind of a little creative on that side now.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Um, does anybody else have any sourcing tips that they'd like to put in the comments? I lately, we're in market season. Well, we're actually
Mm. Mhm.
coming to the end of market season. I know a lot of markets stop for the summer. Um, but I love sourcing in a market. And then when you
Yeah.
work markets, you get to know a lot of the vendors.
Yeah.
So they start to get to know, same thing like with Whatnot, right? When you start shopping from a
Mhm.
lot of people, they start to know kind of the things that you like, and you're like, oh, this is perfect for this person. So they'll tag you, or they'll be like,
Yep.
I have this for you. I have an item I think you'd be interested in. So I find sourcing from markets really, really helpful. I enjoy being a vendor. And that's also
Mhm.
one of the reasons why I enjoy being a vendor in a market, is because I get to know a lot of other vendors who get to know what
Yeah.
I like to sell. And sometimes I find out what they like to sell. And it really becomes like a trading post, like an
Yeah,
old
it's
school
like a
trading post.
networking it's networking every time you go out there, right?
Yeah.
And like their customers can come to you, your customers can go to them, they can recommend you. Like it's great. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I love it. I love it. And I just find, even in just the reselling community, sometimes you get
Yeah.
to a certain point where that just sort of happens. That just
Right,
sort of
right.
happens. Ronnie asked about sizing, which I think is a really important question. When I first sorted my source for sizing, do you guys believe in I just want to make sure I'm reading the question correctly. Do you guys believe, and or is it in only selling a certain size range? Because you really struggle seeing selling okay, so I also struggle with selling small sizes. Not so much medium, but the size small. I would not eliminate it. I would still keep it. This is my tip. When you're sourcing clothes, source what you would buy for yourself. Okay? Usually that's what you're going to sell the best. So source so Ronnie, you're always saying you want more plus size, or more XL, more XXL, and you're finding it hard to find that. I would source that. I would source
Mhm.
those sizes and show those sizes, because I'm always being asked for plus size. There's a huge curvy market. I'm not going to say, I don't want to use plus size. Curvy market. There's a
Mhm.
huge curvy market. It's
Mhm.
huge. So my advice is to source what you would wear yourself. And that goes for all sizes. If you were a smaller size, source what you would wear yourself. And this is why. When you're doing your show, often we try on our clothes, and that's what sells it. So if you source clothing that's really good for you, it's very often, especially if it's a curvier size, will do well on Whatnot. And if you guys
Mhm.
feel that that's not true, please tell me in the comments. I'd love to have a discussion about this. Um, but I myself have struggled selling size small. But here's the thing. I've been every range in physical size, and as a reseller, I've certainly gone up and down in physical sizing, from very small to bigger to medium to, and um, in every size that I've been, whenever I have tried to sell small, whenever somebody's asked me to sell small, and then I go and I source small, it's like I go and I source it, and then nobody wants it. And when everybody asked me to go and source curvier sizes, I go and I source it, and then I bring it, and nobody wants it. So it's that's why my advice is source what you would dress yourself in. Of course, if you're doing what Ashley's doing, which is fabulous, collecting from friends and family, that gives you an opportunity to get other sizing. But when it comes to paying in volume, I would source my own size
Mhm.
to make like a foundation. And then you can go to the bins and you can get different sizing. The bins is a great place to go and get different sizes. I don't really go to the bins as much anymore, because I purchase a lot from different vendors now. So but as you're growing your business, until you get there, I would focus on my own size and then do what Ashley's doing, ask friends and family to sort of give a range in sizing. I'm all
Mhm.
about being, um, including all sizes. I'm all about that. I'm just telling you, as a seller, I always find it's easier to sell your own size, and
Mhm.
that there is a huge market for the curvy girls. There's a huge, huge market for the curvy girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find that when I go shopping in a thrift store to source,
Hmm.
I start at the large, extra large.
Yeah.
So I'll start like, whatever I want to hit up first, whether it's like short sleeve shirts or whatever, sweaters. I'll always go large, extra large first because that is my size. So you're onto something. I was just doing that anyways.
Yeah.
So I do start there. And that is also something that, my friends that are sourcing for me, I let them know also, like,
Hmm.
I would love if you can focus on the larger sizes
Hmm.
because I feel like also I come across like if I'm taking advantage of like great sales in thrift stores, like I don't buy in a thrift store at full price. It's always because there's an amazing sale
Hmm.
going
Hmm.
on.
Hmm.
Um, there is enough variety in the smaller sizes because not as many people are buying it, I guess.
Hmm.
So there's more on the rack when there's a big sale. So I find it easy to come across the extra small, small.
Hmm.
So I don't make it a point to look for it
Hmm.
when I'm outsourcing in a thrift store.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. It's hard because then you're stuck with
Hmm.
it after you've paid a pretty
Hmm.
penny. But I,
Hmm.
I do agree.
Hmm.
I think smaller sizes is a lot more difficult to sell on the app. And it's, I mean, all the love to the smaller ladies.
Yeah, of
I've
course.
been
They got to
small.
wear clothes
Yeah,
too.
all the love. But it just goes
Yeah.
to show, when a lot of us are torturing ourselves about not being a certain size, um,
Hmm.
the reality is we come in all sizes. Um,
Yep.
and smallest is the hardest to sell, in my opinion. In my opinion. Um,
Hmm.
in my opinion. Um, and yeah. Do we have any more last minute questions before we move on? And let's be healthy. Let's be healthy when it comes to our bodies. Like, let's not, when I'm
Yes.
talking about sizing, I'm talking specifically about,
Yes.
I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. I'm talking specifically about selling certain sizing. I'm not saying that let's just all be healthy. You can be healthy at a small size, you can be healthy at a bigger size. Let's all be healthy here, here, and
Hmm.
here, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
And community. Okay.
Yeah.
Any last minute questions before we let Ashley go? Okay, so Ashley, I'm gonna read into you at one.
Sure, yes, okay,
I'm just
yeah.
going to finish up the fill a bag.
Okay,
We're gonna
yeah.
do a half an hour fill a bag. I think Ronnie's the only one that still has a bag that needs to be finished. So we're gonna finish that, if that's okay with you, Ronnie. I want to finish your bag, and um and we're gonna read into it one. It's been such a
Okay,
pleasure having you.
yes. Yes,
You're
thank you for having
amazing.
me.
You're amazing. Um, you light up a room. You're just lovely. You light up
Oh,
a room,
thank you.
and we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Well, this
Everybody
is so
bookmark, bookmark,
lovely.
bookmark, bookmark, and it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna kick
Yeah,
you
come
off. If
join me.
I'm definitely gonna come and join you. Um, come say hi so that I can kick you off. If you could just write that in the chat,
Yep, yep.
and we'll see you soon in about a half an hour. Okay?
Yes, sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank
Okay.
you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. I'm just kicking you off here. What a breath of fresh air. Hi, Sandra. Um, Okay, so for everybody watching on YouTube, she's amazing. For everybody watching on YouTube, please follow. We're here, Fashion Friday, every Friday on Whatnot. 10 o'clock with Kim, 11 o'clock with me, and then 1 o'clock we rate into our guest, um, all Eastern time. It's been such a pleasure being on YouTube. So please, please, please subscribe, like, and follow. And thanks so much. Okay, guys, stay with me. I'm just ending the screen recording.